So friends, you don't lack confidence, energy, or perception. It's just that in your self-deception, you have led yourself to a compression, which leads to a depression or a chase to create an external impression. This is only because you lack authentic self-expression. And today, my friends, we will learn how we can wholly express ourselves by breaking through the 4 knots that we make in our own lives because of life happenings, narratives, and our own reactions to them. So in the morning today, I was doing my cold water facial dip, and over the last few weeks, I've been finding a new way of breathing out into the water without interruption. And that's what made me realize that even while we are breathing out in the normal world, even if we are trained practitioners of meditation and breath work, we are in a way obstructing our exhales and not letting it flow. And if your breath is not fluid, it is fragmented, so is everything that you do in life. So that realization made me understand how the many knots of our mind-body complex work, of our energy work, and make our life fragmented, which leads to either depression, stress, or trying to chase someone else's dream, trying to chase validation and impression on someone else. So with that being said, I also read this beautiful Zen story about how it is important when we go up the mountain of realization to shed knowledge, to let go of all the books, because if it is heavy, the climb's not worth it. You will get tired and you won't make it. So you have to make it light for yourself. And to make it light for yourself, you have to break your knots, which time and events make you gather. Now, let's get on to the 4 knots. So the first knot is the knot of your breath. And I've been practicing conscious, intentional breath work since the last 20 years. And still, there are certain patterns which get introduced to me about myself and my breath that tell me that there is still a knot. So if you're working on your breath, first of all, remember that most of us are conditioned into upper chest breathing. We are not fully breathing. We are just breathing from our upper chest, and that results into a lot of stress, disorders, biochemical problems, imbalance. So first of all, just practice breathing from your belly. Inhale deeply, let go fully, and then take it forward. Because connected to your breath is how you behave, If your breath is restricted, fragmented, your body is stiff. If your body is stiff, you might appear relaxed, but deep inside there is a whole storm. So first of all, take care of the knot of your breath by doing some conscious exhales, unfragmented, slowed down breathing. And second is the knot of your voice, or you can call it the throat chakra. I'm not talking about the chakras because there is a direct correlation between your energy centers, your biochemistry, your body, your mind, your expression. But if you are into all that, if you want to dive deeply, you can also say the throat chakra being imbalanced. That's where your entire voice gets suppressed, limited, or it becomes the polar opposite. You speak someone else's voice in order to impress. Both will lead you away from authentic and holistic self-expression. A common practice that you can do is just lift up your camera and spontaneously record a 1-minute video without thinking about it. and then observe what is the spontaneous relevance in your life when you are beyond thought. That will help you both observe your knot of your voice and loosen it so that you can have a holistic, open voice. You can stand for your own truth rather than get demoralized or depressed or suppressed by someone else's voice. Third is the knot of emotions, especially in the Western world. And now most of the world is Western influenced. These emotions are suppressed and they prevent you from living with presence, living with blissfulness, living with an openness to life. Maybe because of things you experienced when you were young, maybe because of traumas that you're still carrying. And your emotions play a vital role in your expression because you can't speak or express your whole truth from fragmented, blocked emotions. So these often remain under the surface and you are just acting and consequenting out of them. But a good way of finding them out is early in the morning when you're still without roles, pick up a pen and paper and talk to your younger self from your current present mindset. Do not relive or orchestrate your emotions again of the past, but see them through as a witness from your current moment awareness from a distance, and say to your inner child that everything is fine. Everything that you experienced led you to this point of awareness and witnessing, and dissolve those traumas like that. And the fourth knot is the knot of your energy, which keeps your energetic frame limited. The ego won't let you go beyond the mind, or your identifications, or whatever you have subjected to your conditionings. And that creates knot, a big knot for your energy. And to release that, you have to do start with some psychosomatic work. So what you can do is just shut your bedroom's door, play some music, and dance as if no one's watching. Move your body in a way that surprises you in a pattern that you don't recognize. Because only when you give yourself free flow, or they call it dynamic meditation, unorchestrated movements, the freedom to be anything that you want in that moment, will you free up the knot of energy. And once you do, you will find a wholeness of expression. So friends, this little opening of your expression is really close to me through the four knots of your breath, your speech, your emotions and your energy, because I have suffered from having my emotions suppressed, and most of the times the world doesn't do it to you, you do it to yourself. And you owe yourself this responsibility to open up your expression, the authentic one. Otherwise, you will just be a cheap imitation of this generation. With that being said, do let me know what knots did you find in yourself and what knots did you try to improve. Namaste.